What's up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my betting breakdown video for UFC Vegas 42. We have Max Holloway going against Yair Rodriguez, and as always, going to be breaking down these fights from a betting perspective and a betting perspective only. If you do want a further, more in-depth breakdown on why I like which fighter, on why I'm betting what, go check out my full card breakdown and prediction video I posted earlier in the week and also went live on Friday after the weigh-in. So go check out those yet if you have not. But yeah, looking forward to this card. I'll be honest, I'm going to keep it short and sweet with the bets. I'm only betting on 4 out of the 11 fights. It's a very tough card. It really is. So looking forward to it regardless. Looking forward to making some money. Before we get started, if you guys can please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. That'd be much, much appreciated. But I say we get into it here. We'll talk about my bets. We'll talk about all the fights from a betting perspective here. So first fight of the night, we have Da Eun Jung going against Kennedy and Zekachu, and I'm going to be passing on this fight. I was initially, leaning on the Jung side. I still am, but I don't know if I'm going to get there from a bet. I saw that there was a ton of money coming in on Kennedy. I thought if the line would potentially flip and I can get Jung at plus money, I would then take the shot there. But it looks like more money started to come back in on the Jung side. And yeah, I'm going to pick Jung here to win, but I feel like this could be a very close fight. Kennedy has a lot of toughness, a lot of heart, great durability, and great cardio, and those things go a long way in the light heavyweight division. He's also going to have an output advantage. The thing I don't like about Kennedy, though, he's somebody that typically is losing the fight up until his opponents tend to gas out, and that's not something Da Eun Jung's going to do. He's not going to gas out. Da Eun Jung actually has a very good gas tank. So, either way, it's going to be a very close fight. The power of Jung, him potentially mixing in takedowns here or there. You have the cardio, you have the output of Kennedy. I feel like it's going to go to decision. I don't hate the fight goes to decision, which I think is like minus 120, minus 130. I don't think that's horrible, but it's going to be sweaty. I mean, two guys that hit very hard at 205-pounders, big guys. I think I'm just going to pass here, but if I was forced to play anything on this fight, it would be the fight goes to decision. Moving on to the next fight, we have Mark Diakiese going against Rafael Alves. And yeah, I feel like Mark Diakiese deserves to be the favorite here. I don't know if he should be this big of a favorite. I believe earlier in the week he was like minus 150. Very popular play this week, and I definitely get it. I'm actually going to pick Rafael Alves. I'm not going to bet it, though. The thing with Alves is he does tend to slow down as the fight goes on. But with that said, I think we have seen some improvements with his cardio. You take a look at some of this guys' fights back in 2015, 2016, and he's gassing out bad after that first round. But we saw in his last fight against Damir Ismagulov, he was actually the fresher one in the third round. Actually won the third round against Damir Ismagulov, so I was really impressed with that performance. He's going to be the more dangerous fighter on the feet, on the mat. I believe Alves is a black belt in BJJ. I'm going to pick Alves to win inside the distance, but it's only plus 300, not good enough for me. I'm going to pass here, but the pick will be Alves. Courtney Casey going against Luana Jojua. We have Courtney Casey minus 260, Luana Jojua plus 220. And yeah, this is going to be my first bet of the night. I don't want to go crazy on this fight, but Courtney Casey, she's a 99 fighter, and it's crazy to say this, but she is probably one of my most confident picks on the entire card. And I know it's crazy, she's 99, but I'm just not sold on Jojua in the slightest. I mean, I'm not sure what she's good at. Her striking's not great. Her striking defense is very bad. Her cardio is very bad. Her wrestling is very bad. Her grappling is okay. And again, she's only 26 years old. She could be making improvements, but I think she's going to have to make some massive improvements to get a win here. I like Courtney Casey a lot, but just minus 260 on a 99 fighter just seems crazy. But what I did was I found a line I actually really liked a lot. Courtney Casey inside the distance, plus 330. Half a unit on that. A lot of money has come in on that since then. Courtney Casey inside the distance is now plus 235. I do think that's a lot better than the minus, what is she, minus like 260 right now. But regardless, Courtney Casey is actually a really solid finisher. She's finished 7 of her 9 wins, and Jojua's been finished in 3 of her 4 losses. So she does get finished quite a bit, and she got finished by Sarah Moras, which that's a horrible look in a fight where she got gassed out. She was getting dominated by Sarah Moras. So I know Casey's 9-9, but man, if Sarah Moras is dominating you on the mat, finishing you, I think Courtney Casey could either get a submission here or like a TKO victory. So give me Courtney Casey. Don't want to go crazy on this fight, like I said, but half a unit shot on the inside of the distance, plus 330, willing to take that. Sean Woodson going against Colin England. Sean Woodson minus 335. Colin England is plus 275. And yeah, originally I thought I'd be taking a shot on the dog here in Colin England, but just going back and looking at some of his fights, especially outside of the UFC, from what I wanted to see from him was more wrestling. He kind of fell in love with his hands a little bit, and he's knocking guys out outside of the UFC, and that's great and all, but he's not going to be able to go out here and like knock out or outstrike Sean Woodson. And another thing that concerned me was the Melsik Bagdasaryan fight, where he went in there and attempted only one takedown, and it just shocks me. Like, what what good is one takedown going to do against a much better striker in Melsik Bagassarian? So if England wants to win here, he's going to come in here and have a wrestling-heavy game plan for 15 minutes. The problem is, I don't know if he's going to have the cardio to do that, and Sean Woodson's takedown defense is phenomenal, and his get-up game is phenomenal as well. I do think the line's kind of crazy here, but I just don't think plus 275. I'm just not going to take a shot on England here. If I was forced to place a bet, it would be on Colin England, but I'm just going to pass here. Colin England by decision plus 475. I think that's solid. I think he could grind out a decision, but I don't know. I just don't feel like he has the cardio to do it. But if I knew for a fact he would come out here, shoot 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 takedowns, I probably would bet him here. I just don't know if he's going to do that. So I'll take Sean Woodson for the win. Sean Woodson by decision, but I'm going to stay away from this fight as well. Miguel Baeza going against Chaos Williams. Miguel Baeza minus 135, Chaos Williams plus 115. Yeah, weird fight, but what a phenomenal fight this is. It's going to be a big pass for me, but a couple props that did stick out was going to be Chaos Williams by knockout plus 250. And also the under 2.5 rounds, I believe it's like minus 130. I don't hate that as well. I feel like there could be a finish in this fight. The only problem is neither guy has ever been finished. Chaos Williams is extremely durable. Baeza, I actually do question his durability. We've seen him hurt in multiple fights. So Chaos Williams, he does have a path to victory for knockout. So if I was going to bet this fight, it probably would take a look at the Chaos Williams by knockout, but this is another pass for me. I'm going to take Baeza because I do think he has a big advantage in terms of the grappling. He is a black belt in BJJ. The sub prop's only plus 500, though that is definitely not great enough for me to even think about putting a shot on that. So I'll take Baeza as far as a pick goes, but if I was to bet this, it probably would be that Chaos Williams knockout prop is what sticks out the most. Andrea Lee going against Cynthia Calvillo. We have Andrea Lee minus 135, Cynthia Calvillo is minus 135, and then Andrea Lee is plus 115. That is switched up on the model here. But regardless, Calvillo is, I think she's going to win, but I don't know if I can trust her to go out there and get takedowns. We saw in the Chukagian fight where I thought she had a clear path to victory of mixing the takedowns, but she only went for like 4 takedowns. If she does that here against Andrea Lee, she's going to get outstruck. I kind of liked it, but I think Calvillo was like minus 105 earlier in the week. I ended up passing there. I'm definitely going to pass at minus 135, but I'll pick Calvillo to win. I do have the fight goes to decision in a Hail Mary parlay. I think that's a pretty safe spot. I don't really see either fighter getting a finish here. So that's kind of the only spot that's really sticking out, but I'll take Calvillo for the win. I'll take Calvillo to win by decision, which is plus 135 there. Thiago Moyes going against Joel Alvarez. We have Thiago Moyes minus 250. Joel Alvarez plus 210. I know what you guys are thinking. Man, a lot of passing on this card, but I do have a play here. And I've been trying to stay away from the parlays as much as possible, but this parlay really does stick out to me. I have Thiago Moyes in a parlay, and I have 2 units on that parlay. I'll talk about the other guy that's in the parlay later in the video, but I really do like Thiago Moyes in this spot quite a bit. I feel like the line could actually be wider. Joel Alvarez has a 100% finish rate, but I'm just not impressed with the guy. I mean, when Alvarez is winning, it's because his opponents are taking him down and getting a finish off his back. He has literally a 0% takedown defense, and he's attempted 0 takedowns in the UFC. No takedowns in the UFC, and he's getting a bunch of submissions, and it's because his opponents are taking him down and they're getting caught. The problem with that is, in this fight, Thiago Moyes is a world champ in BJJ, a legit black belt. This guy is a phenomenal grappler. I know what you guys are thinking, though. He just got submitted in his last fight, but no, that was against Islam Makhachev. I'd be shocked if Alvarez submitted him here. And to be honest, I do think Alvarez is submission or bust. And I really would be shocked if that happens. So give me Thiago Moyes here. I think he can either keep it on the feet, outstrike Alvarez. I know Alvarez is a big height and reach advantage, but I think Moyes is the better striker. And then I think a clear, easy path to victory would be Moyes taking down Alvarez, staying safe on top, and grinding out a decision here. So give me Thiago Moyes in that parlay. Thiago Moyes by decision is something interesting as well, plus 100. All right, now getting on to the main card, Song Yadong going against Julio Arce. We have Song Yadong, who is a minus 135. Julio Arce is plus 115. And I do like Song Yadong in this fight slightly. I'm not overly confident in it, but I do feel like he's going to be landing the harder shots. I feel like the volume is going to be very competitive. But yeah, this fight's going to go to decision, which is not a bad spot. I think goes to decision like minus 180. I think that's where I'd be looking here. But this is a pass for me. I think it's going to be a fun fight to sit back and watch. Give me Song Yadong to win a very close decision, but I don't have much confidence in it. Felicia Spencer going against Leah Letson. Spencer minus 305. Letson plus 245. And Spencer, I think I'm not as high on her as everybody else is. She's known for going 5 rounds with Nunes. 3 rounds for Spencer, so she's shown a lot of toughness, but as we know, toughness only goes so far. And she has a 10% takedown accuracy. If she does not take this fight down to the mat, I'll tell you right now, she's not going to look minus 305. But with that said, if this fight hits the mat once, I think she gets a finish here. So yeah, I like Spencer. Spencer inside the distance, plus 190. Not great, but I do like that a lot more than the minus 305. If I was forced to make a bet on the Spencer fight, it would be that inside the distance at plus 190. But I think it's really hard to trust Spencer at minus 305, especially after the Dumont fight where she attempted a massive 0 takedowns against Dumont, which is very weird. She does that here. She very well could even lose the fight. But yeah, give me Spencer here inside the distance, but I don't think I'm going to bet on this one. All right, next we have Ben Rothwell going against Marcos Rogerio de Lima, and I do have 2 bets on this fight. I have Ben Rothwell minus 141, 1.5 units on it, and then I also have the fight doesn't go to decision, minus 135. And I have 1 unit on it as well. So he actually beat a ton of line movement on the fight doesn't go to decision. And I didn't know where this Ben Rothwell line was going to go. I bet Ben Rothwell on Sunday, minus 141, and then I see like everybody's on to Lima. So I thought, oh, I might have messed up this line here. I should have just waited. And then all of a sudden, money throughout the week has came in on Rothwell. So beat a little bit of line movement on this fight. It's a fight I don't want to be like crazy invested in. I have 2.5 units on it. I don't feel great about it, but Ben Rothwell, he's 40 years old. He's going to have a height advantage. He's going to have a reach advantage as well. I think the most important thing is his toughness and durability. This is a guy that hasn't been knocked out in over 10 years. This is a guy that his last knockout loss was like a TKO knockout in 2009. So it's been forever since he's been knocked out. He hasn't been knocked out in the first round in the UFC, which is something interesting to note because if I feel like Marcos Rogerio de Lima wins, it's going to be in the first round. De Lima, he's very good, but he's very good for about a round. His striking is good. He's going to have a striking advantage, a speed advantage, but the problem is he does slow down a lot as the fight goes on, and I feel like Ben Rothwell, his cardio is not great in his own right, but he will have the cardio advantage here, and I feel like he has the toughness to drag this fight into deeper waters, get into the second round, maybe the third round even, and I think he can also take down Marcos Rogerio de Lima, who has like a 43% takedown defense. He's been submitted 5 times, and I feel like Rothwell gets a sub here, so I like Rothwell. I like Raphael by submission, which is submission prop. Got smashed all week. It's now plus 300, which is not really playable. But I like Rothwell straight. Like I said, I got him 1.5 units, minus 141. And then also the fight doesn't go to decision, 1 unit, minus 135. I think somebody gets finished here one way or another, whether it's Marcos Rogerio de Lima in the first round, which it could happen, or Ben Rothwell in like the second or third. So give me Ben Rothwell for the win. They're pretty heavy on him this week. And then finally, Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez. And speaking of being heavy on a fight, I'm really heavy on Max Holloway. And my night actually comes down to Max Holloway. I have a ton of bets on him in a bunch of different ways. It's interesting. So I have Max Holloway in a parlay with Thiago Moyes. That parlay is 2 units, minus 163. I also have Max Holloway to win in rounds 4, 5, or by decision. I have 1.25 units on that at minus 105. And yeah, that line was actually given out on me and Uncle Weezy did a main event deep dive on Monday, and I just could not believe that line. Minus 105 for Max Holloway's most likely path to victory. And then what I also have is Max Holloway to win in round 3, a quarter unit on that, plus 950. So what I did there was I covered the 3rd round, I covered the 4th round, I covered the 5th round, and I covered the decision. So as long as Max Holloway does not win in the 1st or 2nd round, it should be a smash spot there. And then I saw this line, and I thought this line was off. Max Holloway wins by KO, plus 150, and I have half a unit on that as well. And if you do have DraftKings Sportsbook, they actually did an odds boost to get Max Holloway by KO at plus 180, which is nuts. So yeah, check that out if you have DK. But just to recap, I mean, Thiago Moyes parlayed with Max Holloway 2 units, minus 163. Max Holloway to win in 4, 5, or by decision, minus 105, 1.25 units. Max Holloway to win in round 3, quarter unit, plus 950, covering the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and a decision. And then Max Holloway wins by KO, plus 150, half a unit. If Max Holloway wins, it's safe to say it'll probably be a good night. If Max Holloway loses, I will have a losing night, and I'm completely content with that. I think it's a great matchup for Max Holloway. Outside of Yair knocking him out, which Max Holloway's never been knocked out. He's never been knocked down. He's absorbed over 1,600 significant strikes, and he won't go down. And it could happen here. I just think it's so unlikely. I think the line is warranted, to be honest. It's now like minus 700. I still think that's warranted. Like, what percentage do you give Yair to knock out Max Holloway, right? And I just don't think it's all that likely at all. So give me Max Holloway to win, and inside the distance there. So yeah, guys, that is about it. Talked through all these fights. I don't have a ton of action. My night really comes down to Max Holloway, which I do feel good about. But just quickly over my bets, we have Ben Rothwell, 1.5 units, minus 141. Ben Rothwell to Lima, fight doesn't go to decision, 1 unit, minus 135. Max Holloway parlayed with Thiago Moyes, 2 units, minus 163. Max Holloway wins in rounds 4, 5, or by decision, minus 105, 1.25 units on it. Max Holloway wins in round 3, my bad. Quarter unit, plus 950. And then Max Holloway wins by KO, plus 150, half a unit. Those are my bets. Keeping it light, short and sweet this week. Tough card, but hopefully make it out with some profits. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Smash the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Good luck with all of your bets. Let me know your favorite bet down in the comments. And yeah, hopefully make some money on UFC Vegas 42. And as always, best of luck and always appreciate the support. See you guys.